Welcome to the new world of innovation and humanity. You can see Navvara seed of paddy in my hands. I'm in Linganpalli village where the model farmer is experimenting with this old seeds, traditional seeds. He is bringing them back to the fields and also his fields. This is particular variety Navvara. He cultivated it last year and then he is continuing this year also. He has certain challenges in growing this because he applied urea, which is a chemical fertilizer. It grew tall and started falling down. So he realized that he should not apply any kind of chemical fertilizers or pesticides. This year he followed natural methods of cultivation, but he still applied urea in the beginning, and he has good yield this year, about 30 bags of paddy from 1 acre of land. But he has a challenge of processing this. There are no processing facilities in nearby. He has to travel almost 50 kilometers to Navvara, a small village in Mehboob district. Earlier he got this processed in nearby rice mill, but he got only broken pieces, rava type of rice. He could not get the full grain. So he is wondering what is the solution for processing this type of traditional paddy variety. Apart from Navvara, he is also cultivating Godavari Isakalu, another traditional variety, as part of WASSAN's initiative to improve the variety diversity in food and cropping systems. Paddy, different paddy varieties are being distributed to farmers. He is one among them, and he is able to cultivate 2 types of crops in this village. I am just taking another hybrid variety which is most common in this area. This is called MTU 1010, and this is a particular variety which requires lot of chemical pesticides, chemical fertilizers. I think the farmer spent almost 50,000 rupees per acre for this kind of inputs, which are procured from nearby towns, spending 15,000 rupees. And you can see that the yield is not so high. For example, per acre in Navvara, which is natural farming crop, with only limited urea, they are getting something like 30 bags, whereas in this particular hybrid variety they spend almost 50,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees for fertilizers and pesticides, chemical inputs, and they spend 15,000 rupees, but they got about 40 bags. So there is a marginal increment in the yield according to his experience, and then the cost reduction is fairly high in traditional varieties compared to hybrid varieties. But I think the farmers find it more convenient because it's easy to process, it's easy to sell, and there are more consumers for this kind of crop than traditional varieties. So I think we need to change our mindset. Do we want food with complete chemicals, or do we want food with limited chemicals or zero chemicals, which is also traditional and healthy? That choice as consumers we have to make. Behind me you can see this entire paddy field. The variety of this paddy variety is called Godavari Isakalu. It is also one of the traditional varieties. The farmer, last time he experimented with this on a small field. He was very happy with the result, and this year he increased his land to under this variety for 1 acre, and in future he wants to completely switch over from hybrid varieties to Godavari Isakalu variety for 2-3 reasons. One is it requires very limited fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, and it doesn't require any chemical fertilizers because there are no pest attacks or anything, and then yield is also reasonably high. He expects about 60 bags per 1 acre of the land, and then processing this is also not very complicated. The normal rice mill can actually process it, and then he is expecting good market also for this. So this is one of the good examples where traditional varieties of paddy is accepted by farmer, and the farmer himself is taking it forward, and he made 2-3 experiments, and finally he thought this is good for him in all operational aspects including market, whereas other variety, the Navvara variety, perhaps has some challenges, but he is happy with the taste of it, and he is consuming. All his family members including his mother, they are consuming it at home every day. So there are two aspects: consumption at home level and selling in the bazaar. This farmer is able to balance these two things very effectively, though he is applying very limited quantities of fertilizers. I just quizzed him whether he would like to completely stop chemical fertilizers and go to other natural fertilizers. and he is willing to take that kind of experiment again. Perhaps in future he will be completely a natural farmer without using any chemical inputs, but switching over to traditional varieties of paddy. Let us wish good luck to him. Bring stories of change, stories of hope, and stories of innovation, stories of experiments by common citizens of India. This farmer's experience is very inspiring to all of us, and if we support him by consuming traditional varieties of food, particularly Godavari Isakalu, Navvara, I think we are doing a lot of service to our country and farmers of our country. Join us in this process.